Hello everyone, I'm your host Kaushal Patil and as always accompanied by my co-host Aditya and Mikhil. Today we are going to talk about mutual funds. So mutual funds is a segment where we discuss about the best and interesting fund managers and the funds managed by them. So today we are going to talk about Mr. Prashant Jain. He is managing multiple funds at HDFC AMC and he is having a very long experience in this industry. So, Aditya will start it.
So before we start with his funds, I'd like to talk a little bit about Mr. Prashant Jain. He's a IITian. He is graduated from IIT Kanpur and did his MBA in finance from IIM Ahmedabad. He's also a CFA and a founder at Crowfarm Agri Products Private Limited, which was founded in 2016. It is essentially a grocery app business. It is a grocery app service. So prior joining the HDFC AMC, he worked at Zurich AMC and SBI Mutual Fund. And at HDFC AMC, he's been a CIO, which is the Chief Investment Officer, since 2003. So to talk a little bit about his fund management style, I'll call it a somewhat contrarian style, but his main focus is on picking up quality businesses. He loves quality businesses and he has a good eye for growth, which obviously reflects on his funds return in the long run, of course. The funds he currently manages five funds. One of them is close-ended and other four are open-ended. His funds are HDFC Equity, HDFC Top 100, HDFC Balance Advantage Fund, HDFC Hybrid Debt Fund, and HDFC Housing Opportunities Fund, which is the close-ended fund. So before we dive into the funds, we'll stop for a short commercial break. So I'll start us out. The fund I'm explaining is the HDFC Equity Fund. उसका इंसेप्शन हुआ है 1995 में, which makes the fund 25 years old. The return which it has provided on a CAGR basis is 17.07%, which is obviously which makes it one of the best performing funds because 17% CAGR over a 25% 25-year horizon, it is really great. इसका AUM 19,000 crore rupees है और expense ratio is 1.8% for regular scheme and 1.2% for direct scheme. Expense ratio थोड़ा higher side पे है, but the return provided covers it over the long run obviously. And allocation the fund is usually focuses on large cap stocks. Fund is a equity multi cap fund, but majority of its allocation is in giant and large cap stocks. Giant taking the 50% of the fund's AUM. The large cap rest 34%, and the rest is divided amongst mid and small cap stocks, mid cap stocks. एंड करंट ईयर्स में मतलब 5 to 10 years में फंड ने इतना परफॉर्मेंस दिया नहीं है. पास्ट 10 years से इसका 7% CAGR है एंड पास्ट 5 years से इसका 3% CAGR. So the reason being obviously is कि large cap stocks are holding the fund back a little bit and mid cap stocks ने भी last 5 years में इतना कुछ perform नहीं किया because of the mid and small cap downfall. So that's why the fund का returns are not up to par. But the current holding जो fund का है, I'm rather optimistic about the holding and the future performance. Usually तो top 10 holdings जो है fund के that makes up 60% of the AUM for the fund, and the top 10 holdings are all majority stocks starting from ICICI Bank to Infosys to L&T Coal India, Reliance, and other stocks like these. So I'll start with what was holding the fund back for these past years. So जो specific stocks है जैसे कि NTPC, Coal India, and Reliance as well. So Reliance का मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि अभी recently Reliance ने rally दिया है, नहीं तो past 5 years से Reliance का return was maybe a little bit higher than what Nifty gave, maybe 13 to 14% on a CAGR basis. एंड एनटीपीसी एंड कोल इंडिया ने तो बहुत टाइम से परफॉर्मेंस दिया नहीं है. दे आर नॉट दैट ग्रेट परफॉर्मिंग स्टॉक्स. बट अभी एज देयर आर टॉक्स इन मार्केट की पावर सेक्टर can be one of the better performing assets of the next decade. Mostly because कि past decade में return दिया नहीं है, and by the principle of mean reversion, eventually it has to perform. And as far as the top five holdings are concerned, they are distributed among ICICI Bank, Infosys, SBI, L&T, and ITC in that order. All of these stocks are good quality stocks with great dividend payout. अगर Infosys और ICICI Bank को छोड़ा, so the other three give really good dividends. Uh, and I'd like to talk about the stocks which I feel are interesting in this funds portfolio और जो आगे जाके बहुत अच्छे returns दे सकते हैं, and I'll explain my psychology behind why do I think these stocks are going to perform. So first is Ambuja Cements, जो जिसका 2.464% वेटेज है टोटल AUM में. So obviously, जैसे I'm bullish on infrastructure industry, and इंडिया को ग्रो करने के लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की जरूरत पड़ेगी. And Ambuja is one of the better established players in the market. That's why I think it is a macro-ish scenario strategy, which I think is cement sector और infrastructure sector में boom आने वाला है in the next 10 years. So I think Ambuja is a really good choice. The second being Calcutta Electric Supply Corporation, which is the CESC. उसका current weightage है 1.68% in the portfolio. So what Calcutta Electric Corporation Supply Corporation does is, it is very obvious from the name कि कैलकाटा और हावड़ा ब्रिज एरिया को ये इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सप्लाई करता है, एंड इज essentially a monopoly in that area. इसका the company has considerable high debt to equity 1.5 है, but I think that's normal for every electrical and heavy machinery business. I think the monopoly factor which they have in that area has helped them because the margins are phenomenal, and they are able to sustain those margins for the past 10 years. 50 40 45% margins are loka. So I think this is a very good stock to have in a portfolio. And the last one being ITC. Obviously, ITC is a undervalued giant. Currently 5.9% weightage है इसका AUM में. The dividend yield is really great, and the fundamental business is amazing because cigarettes obviously अभी वो suffer होगा in current pandemic situation, but eventually stock को recover करना ही है. And obviously for the past I think 3 years ITC ने इतना कुछ अच्छा return दिया नहीं है. I think mean reversion will happen soon, and the business is still great, and the fundamentals will eventually speak for themselves. So I think आगे जाके जो current holdings है business के, which are majorly focused on quality stocks with some growth stocks sprinkled in between, which I think is a good formula for a long term gain and success. Maybe if next 3 to 5 years में आपको return ना देखने मिले, hopefully देखने भी मिले, but if you have a 10 to 15 year horizon with a SIP, I don't think this fund will disappoint in the long run. So I'm done with my pick, which was the SDFC Equity Fund. So I'll pass on to anyone who is ready.
Okay, I will take it. So I will start, or I will take HDFC Hybrid Debt Fund. So it's a fund managed by Prashant Jain since the inception, which is around 2004. So the fund has seen around 6 fund managers over the period of time, and currently the fund is managed by 3 fund managers: Shobit Malhotra, Chirag Dagli, and of course Prashant Jain. So it's a hybrid fund. The hybrid fund majorly works on it's a hybrid debt fund. So it works on the basis that 70 to 90% is covered by the debt part, and the remaining part is covered by equity. So currently the fund is having 25% holdings in equity, 70% holding in debt, and 5% is in cash. It's a tri-party repo. So talking about the equity part, the major holdings of the company, the highest holding of the company stands in SBI, which is around 2.1%. So it's on a way to higher end. And the second runner-up for it's the same, the subsidiary of SBI, it's SBI Cards and Payment, which is around 1.86%. So this both makes around 4% of the portfolio. So major move can be seen regarding to these two funds, these two stocks controlling the fund. And as we know that the debt fund, the major investment psychology is to create a fixed income through our investment. So major investment in equity part is also seen to be done for the dividend income. So the stocks like ITC, NTPC, Power Grid, NHPC, and REC for that matter. These are the stocks which company has around 5 to 10% holdings, which give a good return, yields a higher return for the fund overall. And there are few stocks that are very growth oriented. So what I consider it, from my metrics, what I see is there is one HPC, because if we know that it's a private company, but as BPCL will go private, HPCL will also see a great boom. The second one is Chambala Fertilizers and Chemicals. It's a fertilizer company, but the issue is the company is facing heavy debt and they are not able to handle their debt part for right now. But in future, the growth, we know that the agriculture sector in India is going to see a good growth or a decent growth, and Chambala is one of the best fertilizer companies providing or having a major market share in the fertilizer segment. An interesting part about the fund is the fund holds Tata Steel, Vedanta, Jindal Steel, and Mishra Dhatu Nigam. These four metal stocks which the fund holds. So we can get an idea, or roughly an idea, that they are betting on the metal sector. It's not too heavy, it's around 2 to 2.5%, but they are diversified over the stocks, over the board. So on the equity part, that's it. They have around 33 holdings, but not all will matter because they are way too below, like 0.5, 0.3%. The majorly, there are only 5 to 10 stocks that can get a move in the fund, which are 2% to 1% holdings. Moving to the bond part, they have around 55 holdings in the bond side, and the highest holding in the bond part or the overall portfolio, it's Tata Housing Development Company Limited. So it holds around 5% of the portfolio value, the AUM. The second is Vedanta, and the third one, it's an infrastructure company. It's a Pipeline Infrastructure Private Limited. If we see the fund overall, there are very high quality names and there are also very low quality, or we can say the junk bonds we can see in the portfolio. So for the AAA rated side, we have Tata Housing Development, we have Vedanta, we have Reliance Ports and Terminals, we have DLF, and of course the Indian Railway Finance Corporation. But on the lower side, or the junk bond side, we have a company that I have never heard of. It's a solar power company. It's Talwadi Sobo Power Limited. The same I said as Pipeline Infrastructure Private Limited. So they both hold around 6 to 7% of the total portfolio value, which is in a high risk, I would say. But of course, the mixture of both high quality and bad quality names make it to a good balanced return fund. The fund, I would say, like the NAV stands around 50 odd levels, and the expense ratio stands around 1.42%, which is fair enough for a hybrid fund. The major benefit of hybrid fund, what I consider from my side, is the fund manager, if there is an opportunity, if one see an opportunity in an stock going forward, the fund manager, what can it do is like they can trim down some the bond holdings and get into equity part. So currently the debt part of this fund is around 70%. So it's on way to lower side. So they can't trim it down more than 70%. But and this is not done because they have not added anything, but they have added Jindal Steel, which stands around 0.5% for the portfolio. They have trimmed down the debt part and they have entered Jindal Steel and Power Limited in this last quarter, I mean. So that's the best part, and the fund is actually doing it. And we see that it's a hybrid fund, so that's not actually any benchmark to compare it with. It's been a steady return giving fund for years, and it will do so well for the future time. And I feel not of any HDFC kind of name, but you can add any hybrid plan, hybrid fund or hybrid scheme in your portfolio, because it's give a very stabilizing effect to the portfolio. So we can say that the beta for our portfolio really goes well. And that's all from my side from the hybrid debt plan of HDFC. So we will move to Mikhil.
Okay, so I will be discussing about HDFC Top 100. So this is a very well discussed fund and a very well known fund. Only thing, not the only thing, but the things which I will be going to discuss will not be deep dive into basics. A bit things which I like about this fund. So as we know, such funds have to minimum invest into minimum 80% of the AUM they have to invest into the large cap companies, and rest the remaining can be invested into other assets. So this particular fund is investing into large cap companies. That says that this fund is specifically for the equity investors who are bit conservative in nature, and they cannot be expecting a very high growth from this fund. But this is a very, very good fund. This is a blend of value and growth fund. So this fund was launched in the year 1996, and since that it has given a return of around 18%. So that's great. And the AUM of this fund is around 16,000 plus crores. This fund is managed by Mr. Prashant Jain and his associate Mr. Chirag Dagli. The very important part of this fund is the, obviously of any fund, it will be the holdings of the fund or the allocation of the fund. So the sector wise allocation, when we see the sector wise allocation, this fund has predominantly allocated the AUM or the fund into the three the three sectors, that is financial services, energy, and the technology sector. And rest, there are other sectors as well, like healthcare and FMCG, etc. But 60% of their allocation is into these three sectors, and energy being the second one. And when we see the companies, then Info, Reliance, and ICICI Bank have an exposure of around 20% in the portfolio. The interesting thing in this portfolio is the energy sector. So fund managers are very bullish on the energy sector, and it is very well explained by Mr. Aditya in his equity fund about the energy sector. So energy sector have been not performing since a long time, and in future we are expecting that energy sector will be the leader in the bull market. So yes, this fund has the potential in future, but we do not know about it. But when we come towards the performance side, the fund is right now very much struggling after COVID-19. When we compare it with the peers, then this fund is disappointing. The returns are not that great. The when we see the benchmark index, that is BSE 100 or NS Nifty 100, you can take any of it. These have been recovered from its bottom, but when we see this particular fund, it's still it's still struggling to recover. The returns year to date basis is minus 13, whereas for the benchmark it is minus 5.9. And since last 10 years, it has not been performing that well, as Aditya is not performing very well. It has not able to outperform its benchmark as well. So that's a concerning factor about this fund, because the peers are doing very well, but this particular fund is struggling. So last part is the expense ratio. Expense ratio is slightly on the higher side when we compare with the peers. So yes, these are some bit of my analysis on the HDFC top 100. So thank you.
So that's it for today's episode of D Street Talks. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Happy investing.